terminology and concept. There are variant forms of open marriage, such as swinging and polyamory, each with the partners having varying levels of input on their spouse's activities. The definition of an open marriage, consensual non-monogamy, is that there is an agreement between the two partners to have sexual relationships outside the couple. Consensual non-monogamous relationships may take form in polyamory, polyfidelity, open relationships, and swinging. It has been estimated that about 4% of the adult population in the United States engage in consensual non-monogamous relationships. Polyamory is consensual, multiple-partner relationships in which both partners have agreed to engage in additional partners outside the marriage. It is a form of consensual non-monogamy, open marriage. There is a lack of content regarding studies and educational programming in open marriage and diverse relationship structures. Due to this, there is much uncertainty regarding the topic. Origins. The term open marriage originated in sociology and anthropology. Through the 1960s, researchers used closed marriage to indicate the practices of communities and cultures where individuals were intended to marry based upon social conventions and proscriptions, and open marriage where individuals had the ability to make their own choice of spouse. Nana O'Neill and George O'Neill changed the meaning of the term with the 1972 publication of their book Open Marriage. The O'Neills describe open marriage as a relationship in which each partner has room for personal growth and can individually develop outside friendships, rather than focus obsessively on their couplehood and their family unit, being closed. Most of the book describes approaches to revitalizing marriage in areas of trust, role flexibility, communication, identity, and equality. Chapter 16, entitled Love Without Jealousy, devoted 20 pages to the proposition that an open marriage might possibly include some forms of sexuality with other partners. Fueled by frequent appearances of the O'Neills on television and in magazine articles, the redefinition entered popular consciousness, and open marriage became a synonym for sexually non-monogamous marriage. In her 1977 book The Marriage Premise, Nana O'Neill advocated sexual fidelity in a chapter of that name. As she later said, the whole area of extramarital sex is touchy. I don't think we ever saw it as a concept for the majority, and certainly it has not proved to be. Today, with many committed couples not seeking formal marriage, the term is frequently generalized to open relationship. Ground rules. Couples involved in open marriages or relationships typically adopt a set of ground rules to guide their activities. Ground rules in relationships allow partners to coordinate their behaviors, so they achieve shared goals with fewer conflicts, in all relationships in a particular culture. Other ground rules apply to particular kinds of relationships, such as friendships or marriages. Still other ground rules are designed to manage romantic rivalry and jealousy. The ground rules adopted by sexually monogamous couples tend to prevent behaviors that are viewed by the participants as acts of infidelity. The ground rules adopted by sexually open couples tend to prohibit behaviors that provoke jealousy or sexual health concerns. Partners may change the ground rules of their relationships over time. One example of a changing ground rule includes where a married couple decides to separate. Without divorcing, they are still legally married. However, they may choose to continue cohabitation. Ground rules in open relationships may include, for example, that partners disclose who they have sex with, that they limit their involvement with others. For example, to dating or physical intimacy but not relationships. Or that they not become involved with certain people, such as the other partner's friends or coworkers. Psychological basis. The preference for a polyamorous versus a swinging style of open marriage may depend on many psychological factors. One factor may be sociosexuality. An individual's willingness to engage in sexual behavior without having emotional ties to the sex partner. Individuals who are very willing to engage in sexual behavior without emotional ties are said to have unrestricted sociosexuality. Individuals who are very unwilling to engage in sexual behavior without emotional ties are said to have restricted sociosexuality. Individuals can vary along a continuum from unrestricted to restricted sociosexuality. Community implications. Couples with different styles of open marriage tend to self-segregate in order to find others who share similar philosophies and interests, which has likely contributed to the development of separate polyamory and swinging communities. These offer informational resources and support, even if a given couple in an open marriage cannot see themselves joining either community. Some couples may not have a strong preference for either style of open marriage, feeling equally at home either community. The partners within a couple may differ in their respective preferences. One partner may prefer a polyamorous style of open marriage and participate in the polyamory community, while the other partner may prefer a swinging style of open marriage and participate in the swinging community. Variations in couple preferences and individual preferences thus can result in overlap between the polyamory and swinging communities.